Let's create the VF page. Display opportunity details. VF. That's my VF page which I have created. What I will do, I will display the opportunity record. Opportunity is is an object or a standard object in Salesforce where we have certain details, certain records. We will be displaying these fields from the opportunity. And how we will do that, we will be going to create one Apex class where we will make the query. So you'll get the idea again about the queries. Let's not waste the time. Create the Apex class, display opportunity details controller. Inside this controller, I will write the logic, write the code and the queries to fetch out the opportunities. Before that, let me declare one getter setter property of opportunity type. I'll write the query inside the constructor. So query will start with select ID, name, stage. Whatever the fields you want to make a query, you can check those fields and the API names. To check the API name, you can go to the fields here. So let's see if I want to get the close dates. I can make a query, I can put it, copy paste. Let's say stage, we have stage name, type. You can also try to fetch the account name, the related name from opportunity. Let me limit it to the 10. So this is the query, or we can also call it SOQL query. SOQL query is Salesforce Object Query Language, which help us to retrieve the data from the database. Uh, this select is a standard keyword. These are the fields which are available on the opportunity. From is another keyword. Opportunity is the object, means from the object name, from where you want to query the data, get the data. Limit means we are going to limit the data, that we don't want more than 10 records or more than 5, more than 20. So you will be going to put the count here. Let's save it, and you can put the comment SOQL query to fetch the opportunity fields or data or records, you can say. Now go back to the VF page. Let's create one form. It's not mandatory to create the form always, but yeah, safer side, we can create one form in the page. Let's create one page block. If you want to put the title, you can, otherwise you can skip it. Opportunity details. Now we will get the data. See, this is the list means the collection of data, collection of this type of data, opportunity. Because when we declare any list, we define the type, like which type of data it will contain. It will store the opportunity data. List opportunity will have the opportunity means 10 opportunity records. Now I want to iterate one by one those records. So to iterate in case of Visualforce pages, we have three things. We have Apex page block table, data table, and Apex repeat. So let's first understand the Apex page block table. Page block table contains two mandatory parameter. One is value. Inside the value, you need to bind your attribute like this list opportunity. This value will contain or hold the list of opportunities, another is the where will hold the single opportunity, means opportunity one by one. Now you can define the column apex column and then value. Let's say dot name. If you want to get the opportunity name, you'll get 10 opportunity names here with this approach. Let me see why it's not saved. Okay, it's not saved. A reason, can anyone, okay, reason is because we are including this list opportunity attribute which is inside this apex class, and we have not included this apex class in the page. So let's include the class in the page controller and save it. Once it's saved, we will be going to preview it. Let's preview. So we got the opportunity name. Similar to this page, we can put the account name, amount, close dates. So let's put these fields one by one. Let's save it. We should get the account names here. Account is the parent for this opportunity. We are getting the parent records. So you can see we have the repeated information. Age, communications is repeating couple of times. Then grand hotels. So let's put the some other fields. If you want to know what all fields you had, you can query, you can check in the query what fields you had put. Opp dot stage name. Let me put this close date and type as well all along. This is the close date and the type. Let's save it. So you can see that details. Here we are displaying 5 fields of the opportunity. And another thing is, whatever number of fields you will add into the query and on the VF page, it will keep adding or adjusting the number of columns. We don't need to define size width of any column. Let's move ahead. So this is how you can display any object record. For example, you want to display contact record, account record, you need to make a query on the here contact or account. You need to create a list of similar type of data which you want to retrieve, and here you need to include your class, and you need to use this apex page block table. So as I said, there are 3 ways to retrieve the data. Let's go for another way. Another is data table. So you'll get to know the difference. What are the difference between these page block table and data table? Okay, so let me explain that first. When we are using page block table, it inherits the standard style. You don't need to define the width, header, label, anything. It will automatically come. Let me comment it for a while. Let me use columns, value. Let's see. You can see the UI. It's completely different, like there is no look and feel on that. Even it's not getting the header name is columns, whatever the column name that was, it should be opportunity name. It's we are not able to get the style in case of data table. So when you want to apply our custom style, we use the data table. When we want to inherit the standard style, we use page block table. Even though you can, how you can put the custom style, go there, let's say border one. I have given the border, sorry, that is bg color. Let's give the border one. You can see now it's coming in the border. Let's add some more rows here. You can see it's coming in this form. So you can add call space, weight. There are certain things which we have here. Padding, let's say a 5. Spacing means like what should be the space between two columns. You can see now it's looking like this. So you want to apply the custom style, definitely you can. You can also add the labels. In this there is one option to add the labels which you can add here. Okay, so it's an option like when you are going, while you are going to put your style, your own style, custom css on that, or you want to inherit the standard style. So let's take the reference on the same page. Let me limit it 5 so that we can have the limited records, and we can have a clear difference. You can see that. Let me add some new lines here. Now it will make the clear difference. Okay, so this is how we can differentiate with the help of page block table and data table in both. Let's see, when we are displaying the data, we have more data, maybe 1000 records, 500 records, 50,000 records, and we want to perform the search. Now I will be going to comment this. Let's use only the page block table. And now let's say if you want to perform the search, or we want to search the data, go back. Let's create one input, Apex input, value, let's say this opp name, opportunity name. That is the field which I will declare here. Public string opp name, opportunity name, getter setter means when I will enter the data, I will try to get this information. Let's save it. First see whether we are getting, yes, we are getting this. Enter name, and let me create one button here. Not lightning, it's a text command button, action, and then value. value will be search, and action you need to define here. Search opportunity records. Go back to your server side function apex, find the function here, public. If you want page reference you can use, otherwise not mandatory all the time using page reference. So we will see whether we are getting this detail here or not. Let's print it first, then I'll put it into the query. I will get the data successfully, then only I will try to do the next action. Return. Let's save it first. Save it. And see the output. We got the button here when we will we can where we can perform the search. I'm differentiating this. Though let me remove it. Okay, we will get some space here. Yeah, that's we got it. Let's type some page, and when I click on search I should get the data in the debug logs. So let's check the logs whether we are getting the data or not. Okay, here we got the data. Now let's go back here. We will write the we will put it into the query to filter out the records. And how? I will use the same query here, and let me remove the limit from here. Let me put some certain conditions as well. If is not, or you can directly use this function string is not blank, means if we have the data then only we want to put into the clause, else I will return the null here. I mean I will blank out this list. Either you can do this or you can do this. Failure means you will be going to make this list empty because you do not have the data and you are performing the search. Here we have to do some pattern search. So let's create one string str opp name equals to, we have to pattern search means we will be going to search with the help of on the basis of pattern. If we have the data it should try to find out from the entire name. Entire names means, let's say we have this detail. If I search for emergency it should search in all, like all the data in the names. It shouldn't search like either first or second, it's really going to search in all the letters of that name. that we call pattern search, where name, like, this is the command which we use, like command. Now let's say if I search for hotels, it will be going to find out hotels in all the names. For example, hotel was containing in these names. If I perform the search on the like if I remove it and perform the search as I had made it clear, means it will be going to clear the list. But let's say if you are not entering any name and you want to iterate all the records, then either let's comment it, even do not comment, make the same query. Yes. Let's say if I try to search age, it will be going to search age in all the names, whether it age contains in the first letter, second, or whatever the where it is, it will be going to search. If I clear it and search, it will get all the records to me now, because we are putting it into the queries. Right now we are searching on the basis of name. You can perform on the basis of account name, stage, or anything that is possible, or everything is possible on the basis of that, which you can perform here. So today we had learned like how we can display the data on the VF page with the help of Apex class, the controller, and also learned the difference between Apex page block table and the data table, when we can use. You got the idea. A part of that, we have also learned how we can perform the search on the basis of any field of any object or any record. Means if we are iterating the opportunity record, we can perform the search on the opportunity. If we are performing we are displaying the data of account, you can perform the search on the account record, similar to that as we are doing here. If I refresh it here, it will display all the records. Okay, so that's it for today's session.